Hello everyone! In today's video I'll show you how to crochet this bag that turns into handbag, shoulder bag and crossbody bag. I hope you will enjoy this tutorial, and if you do, don't forget to hit subscribe, like this video, and let's get into it. And to make this bag you will need 700 grams of t-shirt yarn, 10mm crochet hook, scissors, and this is optional. You could go without these, but you would only be able to have one type of handle, whether that's handbag, shoulder bag or crossbody. But if you want to make 3 different handles and change them anytime you want, you will need these 2 carabins as well as these D-shaped buckles. I'm not too sure if that's the right way to call them, but I will try to leave the link in the description. And if you don't want to use these accessories, as I said, it's completely fine. Just choose the handle you want to go with and simply skip the steps for how to use these and just attach your handle using your yarn and hook. Now to start off with the main bag panel, you want to grab your t-shirt yarn, make a slip knot, which you can do this by making this loop and grabbing your tail through. Just like so, put your hook in and tighten it up. Now you will need to chain 21, 24 your stitches and 1 as your turning chain. And to do a chain, you yarn over and pull it through the loop on your hook. And do this until you have 21 chains. And once you've got 21 chains done, you want to skip the very first one and go into the second one with a single crochet, which you can do by putting your hook in, yarning over and coming back, and then yarn over, pull through 2. You will do 20 single crochets in all chains. So let me just finish that and I will come back at the end. But you should have 20 single crochets all together. Now I'm at the end of my chain. I have 1 left where I'm gonna make my last single crochet. And don't worry if your last chain gets loose like this, just tighten it up and chain 1. This is how it will look. Now for round 2, you want to turn your work, and we will be doing single crochets into the back loop only. What that means is that instead of going through the both loops like you normally do, as you can see here through that V, you will be going through this one only. I hope that this is visible, but yeah, you will be only going into this back loop. So go in, yarn over and come back, yarn over and pull through 2 like so. Repeat this in all stitches, and again you will have 20 single crochets, this time just in back loop only. So I'm just gonna finish mine and I'll see you at the end. And once you have finished doing 20 single crochets, at the end, chain 1, and now you will need to repeat row 2 another 46 times so that you have total of 48 rows. And just to show you one more time, after you chained and turned, you will be going with your single crochets into the back loop only. And you will basically be repeating those same rows another 46 times. So I'm just gonna finish mine and I will see you at the end. And I just finished my 48 rows. I'm gonna chain 1, cut the yarn and pull it through. Tighten it up, and this is how it will look all together. Now you want to hide your tails, so this very last one as well as this initial one, and you can do this by having your work right side down so that this is your wrong side, and using your hook, go under the stitches and keep pulling that tail through until you think it's secure enough. So I'm just going to do this for a couple of stitches one way, just like so, trying to go in anywhere I can. Then I'm gonna make my way down, and I will turn to go in opposite direction. And this is because you want to make sure that when you pull your work one side like so, it doesn't come out. If it helps, you can also use smaller hook. It might help you to go under those stitches a bit better than this 10mm one, but just do your best hiding that tail. And once this one is done, repeat the same with the other one. And once you've hidden your tails, just set it aside while we make the side panels. And now to make a side panel, you want to grab your yarn again, make a slip knot, put your hook in, tighten it up, and chain 5. Then starting into second, chain from your hook, so skip the first one and go into the second one, make 4 single crochets. Once that's done, you want to chain 1, turn your work, and if you want to hide this tail without having to pull it under your stitches, what you can do is have it on the wrong side. So when you turn your work, it's your wrong side, and do your single crochets having this above your hook. And for second row, we will be doing single crochets through both loops. So go into the first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. And repeat this in all 4 stitches. And you can see I'm having this tail above my hook so that I can work it in. I'm gonna drop it here and do my last single crochet. Then chain 1, and you will now need to repeat this row another 8 times so that you have 10 rows. So just go in, do 4 single crochets, then chain 1 and turn, and I will see you when I have 10 rows done. Now, once you have 10 rows done, if you are using these metal accessories, you will need to do your single crochets with this on. If you are not using it, make your row 11 just 4 single crochets and finish off with a long tail. But to those that are using this, we'll need to make second and third single crochet with this one on. So for the first single crochet, you can just do it as you normally do, and for the next 2, and just basically single crochet with it together. And then your last single crochet is just going to be normal one. And this is how it will look. So if you're not using these, just basically do 4 single crochets, chain 1 to finish off, and you want to grab quite a long of a tail because we will need this to single crochet around the bag itself. So I'm just gonna allow myself quite a bit of a tail. I will cut it off and pull it through, and I would say that's about 6-7 meters of a tail. Now once you did your one side panel, you will need to repeat this one more time, and it's gonna be with the long tail as well. Then set your side panels aside until you make your handle. And to make your handle, you will be doing the exact same thing for all of them. So for the one to make it into handbag, into shoulder bag, and crossbody bag. It's gonna be the same, just different amount of rows. So to start off, you want to make a slip knot, put your hook in, and chain 5. Then skip the very first one and do 4 single crochets. Then chain 1, turn your work, and handle is going to be worked into the back loops only. So again, for a second round, you want to make 4 single crochets, but into the back loop only. Chain 1 at the end, turn your work, and again you will be making 4 single crochets into the back loop only. And you will repeat this until you have 28 rows in total for your handbag handle, 44 rows for your shoulder bag, and 68 rows for your crossbody bag. So I will leave the number of rows in the description as well, but the shortest handle will be 28 rows, the middle one is gonna be 44, and the longest handle is 68. So just keep doing on those rows, whether you're making just one handle or all of them, and I'll meet you at the end. And once you've finished your handle, either of them, you just want to chain 1 and pull it through. You would repeat the same if you want to make multiple of handles, but yeah, this is how it will look. It's just gonna be different length. Now you want to hide your tail again. So I'm just gonna be doing the same exact thing, going under the stitches, but I already showed this, so just go ahead and hide your tails. And once you have your handle, you want to grab your carabins and place them in the middle of the 2 single crochets. So just in there. Do the same with the other end, and this is how it will look. Now set this aside for later and grab your main panel as well as one side. This will be joined from the right side, so this longer side where you have your tail will be joined with the first 14 rows, and by saying first I mean from the foundation row. So you will count 14 rows, join these, then you will turn this one, these 4 stitches where the foundation chain is will be joined with the next 6 rows, and then again this long side again will be joined with another 14 rows. So if it helps, you can grab stitch marker and start off by attaching it to the end of row 14. And if you are struggling to count the rows, this is your first one, and then each bump is 2 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So this middle is our end of 14th row. I'm just gonna put the stitch marker in here, mark it with this corner, then basically fold these 2 in half, one on top the other, and it is a right side. So this is the right side as well as this one. Then you want to grab your hook, put it in the very corner of this side as well as the bag, and you then want to single crochet them together. So you will pull up a loop, do a chain just to secure it, and into that same space go in, pull up a loop, and do a single crochet. And just keep doing this until you come to the stitch marker. And I have 11 single crochets along the side. This is the same as the number of rows for this side panel. Once that's done, you want to take the stitch marker out. From this row, count another 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is where you will turn it and join with the next corner, just like so. And you will then need to single crochet through both panels. So straight into the first, go in and do a single crochet, same into the next one, and this is how it will look. Take the stitch marker out and count another 14 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This is where I will be joining this side. So I'm just putting the stitch marker in once again. And I'm gonna do 11 single crochets along these two. So let me just finish that and I will meet you at the end. And once you finish doing 11 single crochets, you then want to chain 1, pull it through, and you will need to hide this on the wrong side. So just weave your tail under the stitches on the wrong side, and this is how it will look like. Now you want to repeat the same thing on the other side, meaning that you will again be joining from the right side. So just like this, the long side with the first 14 rows, then this with 6 rows, and again 14 rows. And keep checking if it's symmetrical to your other side, but I'm just gonna join mine and I will meet you then. And once you have finished both of the sides, all you have to do is to attach your handle with those carabins on both sides. And if you haven't used these, you can simply sew the handles to the side. They are both 4 stitches wide, so you can just sew them together and that's it. But if you have used these, you can simply just take it off and use a different handle if you want to. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to hit subscribe, like this video, and I'll see you in my next one.